Well, I grew up in Michigan, and I was very, very interested from a very early age in the workings of the mind. So I was an avid reader. I think I was reading Sigmund Freud at 17. I worked in my father's dental office from, I think, the time I was 16, 15 or 16, and all through high school, a little bit of college. And I went to college for a time. I was in the science field. My father wanted me to go into the dental field, and that really didn't resonate with me. So I knew that very, very early on when I was studying in the sciences, and so I wanted to go in a different direction. I always had an artistic tendency, I guess you'd say. So I went into modeling and acting, and that was fabulous. I learned a lot, and I traveled all over the world. I did film, television, theater, and cruise ships. So my work experience was very exciting. I met people from all over the world, and traveling to all different exotic countries, Japan, Indonesia, Africa, Thailand. It was really, really great. So in my acting, I really got an opportunity to express, because that's what acting is, right? So I remember on one of the cruise ships, at the end of the cruise, there was a Meet the Actor segment. And they had a panel of the actors, and then they had the people that were on the cruise ship asking questions. And the question that they asked me was, well, why do you do this? What is it about acting that you love? And my answer was, well, when I perform, it makes people feel. And when they feel, then it makes them take action on something. Or it just helps them relieve stress and tension of their everyday life, their everyday work world. And that was a really good feeling. And it was interesting because that led me into hypnotherapy, because I always had this passion for how people feel and how can they feel better, and what makes us act the way we do, and what empowers us. A lot of questions like that I was asking myself. So I went into teaching yoga. I got my certification to teach yoga, and I was working in a hypnotherapy facility, and the hypnotherapist there said, Carolyn, you should consider doing this because I think you'd be really good at it. And I said, yeah, I think you might be right. So I thought, I'm going to take a basic course and see what I think, see what I like about it. So I did, and I loved it. And I said, I'm all about this. So I went on and did my advanced training to get my advanced certified clinical hypnotherapist designation. Prior to that, I was a certified hypnotist. So after I got my advanced certified clinical hypnotherapy designation, I really broke out because I had learned so much and I was helping people work through issues so quickly. It really seemed like a miracle. And I knew right from then, I said, this is it. So that's pretty much how it all happened. Always having this real strong interest and desire in how the mind works, how the brain works, why do people act the way they do. And I was constantly through that, even in my whole acting career, I was always taking workshops, consciousness raising. How can I learn more about why I do the things I do? Why do other people do the things they do? Constantly taking different classes and workshops to explore the inner workings. And for my own upbringing, and I know most people have this, we have stuff, right, from growing up. We have different traumas. We have experiences that are unpleasant or that we wish wouldn't have happened or we wish we could change. And so just like everybody else, I thought, I really wish I could change this or that or some other thing. So after doing my yoga certification and having taken millions of different workshops for different growth opportunities, how can I be better? How can I change? At that point, when the hypnotherapist that I was working for suggested it, kind of was like the pieces of the puzzle came together. This is a really good idea. I'm going to do this. And so after I did my basic certification to get my certified hypnotist designation, I had to do a lot more for clinical hypnotherapy. And that went real more in depth. And then for 2 years, I had to be the subject. I had to go through it myself to be able to facilitate for other people and to hold the space for their healing. So it really was very, very inspiring. And after that 2-year period, I was working as a hypnotist even prior to that. But at the end of that 2-year period was really when I took off more. And I think about the time that I got my own private office. I was working for someone else previously. I opened my own office in a clinic, a wellness clinic that had other healing modalities. And I started doing workshops. I started doing past life regression workshops, breath work workshops. I was a member of the International Medical and Dental Hypnotherapy Association, so I would go to the conferences every year and work with fabulous different hypnotherapists and learn a lot of different modalities. And one year, that was a hypnotherapist from Canada, and I took past life regression with soul screening with that lady, and she went on that year to win Hypnotherapist of the Year. And when I started using her protocol and people started having amazing results, that really, took me even deeper. So I just kept exploring different modalities and just kept going. I started my business in 2013. I offer hypnotherapy, clinical hypnotherapy services, and I really use a lot of different modalities, past life regression, age regression for trauma and abuse, a lot of childhood issues, so I use the age regression for that. I also do future pacing, positive suggestion therapy, and I'm also an advanced certified Psych K facilitator, and that works with brain balancing. So that's in the quantum field, so I work with both the brain and the mind. I chose my current business location when I was looking for a new office, when I had left the facility that I was working at, and I saw an ad for this new wellness facility, and I thought, I'm going to go over and see. And when I came over, I loved the clinic, and I loved the owner who was running the clinic, and it had a lot of different healing modalities all under one roof. And I actually have been there ever since. That was subsequently sold to a child psychologist. So the building became a new service, but it was in psychology, so I got to stay because I was in that wheelhouse. People are aware of my business through, several different modalities. Natural Awakenings magazine, I've had ads and news briefs. I've gotten clients that way. Also, my website, www.inquirewithinfl.com, is on Google, so people find me just from Googling hypnotherapy services. And from heal.me, which is a service that I use for clients that they can go. There's many different modalities on heal.me, but hypnotherapy is one of them. So people can reach me that way. And the most important way is by referral. Once people have had great results, they suggest it to their friends and family. And I would say most of my business comes that way, from referral. Technology has impacted my business through Zoom and FaceTime. If clients can't be here, in person for a session, or they're far away, or they just can't make it in, that's a good way, and that's helped my practice. And also, I think just even the phones, because the recording is on all the phones, and so I like to record sessions for clients that they can hear over and over to reprogram their subconscious mind, and that's really helped. I would say really the only ethical concern that I have is private confidentiality, And that's very easy because my office is private. I have a lock on the door. I have a file cabinet where my records are locked, and no one has access to my facility but me. And the only time those records are open and available is when I'm working with a client. Well, I've overcome them by having a lock on my door and a locked cabinet, and no one has any access to the records but myself. I think what sets me apart is I am very focused, yet I'm very flexible and relaxed. So therefore, what I like to do is I don't like to structure my sessions where they're regimented, where they're like every hour or even every 90 minutes. I really leave a big wide space because sometimes my sessions can last up to 3 hours depending on what I'm dealing with. So I really limit my client volume that way because I really like to focus on each individual client and spend a lot of time. I also will go to clients if they are immobile for some reason. I will go to their house. I will conduct a session. I'll find ways to help them if they can't make it into my office. And I think that sets me apart. I don't know how many people that do that. I don't know. Maybe they do, but I think it sets me apart. I came up with the name of my company from really contemplating what speaks of what I do at a very deep level. And I like words that have dual meanings. So I knew that I wanted it to have a dual meaning. And I think I was just driving by a store one day when I was thinking of this, and I saw a sign, Inquire Within, and I said, aha, that's it. Because not only do I want people to, yes, inquire within, come in the building, but inquire within. Go deep within where the answers are. I don't have a mentor currently for myself. I'm not mentoring anyone individually at this time, but I have had mentors in the past. There's an organization called SCORE, and they're business professionals that are retired, and they help young business professionals that are just starting out give them ideas and help them formulate ways of opening a practice and making it work. So I have definitely gained insight from them, from these gentlemen that I saw at SCORE. Also, I would say my mentors have been the fabulous hypnotherapists that I've studied with, that I've read, that really set the stage, really were the pioneers. And just from reading their works, studying what they did, and then emulating them has been a great way to have a mentor without actually having a physical mentor in person. I attribute my success to several different factors. One of them is what my father instilled in me from a very young age when I was working in his dental office. Work for yourself and pay yourself first. So I always remembered that. That was really the first guidance and hey, positive suggestion therapy, right? It was really the first thing that really inspired me and motivated me. So I always did that my whole career and careers. And what else motivates me has given me, I think, the success is determination to keep going regardless of what people say, because I think we're programmed from a very young age to conform. I don't believe individuality is really encouraged, and I really attribute my success to sticking firm, to following my dream and living the life that I imagined, just as Thoreau said. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined. So perseverance, stick-to-itness, and discipline. What I can tell viewers about really pursuing their dreams and following their passion is basically what I said previously, but I'll say it again, is we've been programmed to conform. We haven't really been, encouraged to be individuals. So what I always suggest to my clients is be who you are. Be true to who you are. And if you have a dream, that's there for a reason. That is there because you're meant to pursue it. So whatever it is, people may say it's crazy. My best advice is don't listen outside yourself. Listen within. Inquire within. And be true to your passion. Be true to who you really are. And go for it. Walk confidently in the direction of your dreams and live the life you've imagined. What's unique about my company is I believe I've taken a lot of different paths that I've traveled through my work in the entertainment industry and through the healing arts, through yoga, and I've woven it into a therapeutic tool that employs a lot of different modalities. So I constantly study. I'm constantly learning new modalities so that I can always really, really be up on and help my clients do more and be more and heal more completely. My goal for my company is to empower as many people as I can individually, the clients that come to see me personally, but also groups. And I'd like to really branch out where I can be in a facility where there's different hypnotherapists of different nationalities and different languages so that we can really reach a wider audience. I speak English, I speak a little Spanish, but not well enough to really conduct a session. So I would like to work with a group of inspired hypnotherapists and other healing arts professionals to really reach a wide audience to help as many people as possible. I would like to do much more in awareness with maybe film, television, staged events to help bring awareness to trauma and abuse, domestic violence, and sex trafficking. What's most crucial to me regarding my business is that I see results with every single client that I see, every single session. Something happens. There's a shift, there's a change, there's an improvement, and then taking it to a wider audience. In 5 years, I see the education of hypnotherapy, the idea that we act out what we know, not what we want. We act out who we are from what we have experienced in our life and take that awareness very wide stream so people understand we can change. We can change these habits. We can change these patterns. We can be empowered. And I would like to take it to a much wider audience, as I said, through film, television, staged events, and clinics, workshops, facilities where there could be different practitioners of different modalities working together to really make a change and really help people that have been victims of domestic violence or sex trafficking or emotional abuse, even in their own families growing up, to really take it worldwide. What motivates my work is the desire to see people happy, free, joyous, living the life that they are imagining. And when I conduct sessions with people and they change, they come in one way and they leave another, that's a huge motivator, because I think the more people that are doing this work, that are being empowered, everything is energy. It's going to spread. If someone has resolution, then they're going to act differently in their family. They're going to change a situation. They're going to tell a friend. It's going to help the friend. It's going to snowball. And that's the motivation. Seeing people change. Seeing people actually become what they want. That's it. What I like most about the work I do is seeing people change. Seeing people come in disempowered and seeing them leave empowered. That's the best thing in the world for me, is seeing them become what they're striving to become, or overcome what's been hindering them for usually years, not even temporary. It's usually been something that's been with them for years, which of course, because it's programmed in from the time we're born. And so when that changes quickly, that's the greatest gift I could ever get. I would describe my work style as laser focused, but relaxed. I have to be 1,000% present in every moment of a session, yet I like to structure it, as I mentioned before, lengthy so that I'm free to explore and stay as long as I need to stay wherever I am with a client to help them get that resolution. So that's pretty much how I would describe my style. A routine day would be basically in the morning, usually answering phone calls and emails, and then from late morning till early evening, sessions with clients, because as I mentioned before, I'm in a session for a minimum of 90 minutes and sometimes 3 hours. It can even go longer. And so that would be a basic day. And then my evenings and weekends, occasionally I have workshops where I do past life regression or breath work workshops. And also, one weeknight I have for a call that I work online with other hypnotherapists so that we can share tools and learn different things. So, and then take workshops myself on weekends too, weekends and some evenings. I have had training in sex trafficking, and I'm now currently completing my second course in this, and as soon as that course is completed, I am going to be affiliated with a group here locally in the area that treats sex trafficked girls. I'm passionate about my business because I see miracles happen every day. That's the most amazing thing for me to see, and it never gets old. There's always new miracles happening, and people that go from being distraught to being joyful. Those miracles. If I had unlimited resources, I would advertise far and wide to educate people about sexual abuse, domestic violence, sex trafficking. It's amazing how many people are not even aware of it, and it's so rampant. It's a $60 billion a year business, which is completely outrageous, and I would advertise that. I would do public service announcements. I would do staged events, and I would like to work with filmmakers and television people to really bring this awareness to the public in a wide, worldwide way, and also be able to donate to build facilities to actually do the treating for these people that have been victims of sexual abuse, domestic violence, and sex trafficking, and employ therapists of all different nationalities and all different languages in all different parts of the world, so that this could be a worldwide healing. That's what I would do if I had unlimited resources. My intention is to bring healing and resolution to the world through awareness, through clinical hypnotherapy, and through brain balancing, to help as many people as possible so that our world is joyous. And I believe that's exactly where we're going. That's where I intend on going. And I intend on meeting with like-minded people who have this goal. And I know you're out there, so let's go do it.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.